Today is the day we're going to start the Pro Street Pinto. We're leaking gas, steadily leaking gas, so we can check that leak. But I think we'll air dry this thing the fast way. This thing leaks. Hey, welcome back to Fixing Things. Today's the day. Today is the day we're going to start the Pro Street Pinto. And we must think to ourselves, is it going to start? Remember, this was a worn out, beat up engine out of the old brown log sitting across the field. The transmission is probably an old worn out transmission. 180, 200,000 miles, who knows? I haven't even looked at the odometer on that thing. But we freshened it up. We got it in the Pinto. It was a long journey to get it in. We got a lot of stuff done on the car. And today is the day we're going to start the car. We got to get some things going. I got to get a checklist going. All right, we know we got the ignition system working. We got a brand new fuel pump on it. We ran fuel line all the way. Well, part of the fuel line is the same fuel line, so I'm hoping it ain't going to leak. It shouldn't, because it was holding fuel in it when we cut through it with the Sawzall, putting the frame in. We welded up this tube, so we made that the filler tube is all hooked to the gas tank. So we'll make sure all this stuff doesn't leak. It's raining today, which is not good for the arthritis. And I probably don't want to start the car with the motorcycle in here, so we got to make room with the motorcycle, put it up out of the way. And we got to make sure all the fluids are topped off before we even attempt. So I'm not going to put antifreeze in the motor yet. And I'm thinning just in case there's a water leak, or I got Lord, don't let it be so that the motor blows up on startup or the stuff. I'm not going to put any antifreeze in it. So it's a whole lot easier cleaning up a water mess than it is antifreeze. I think I'm going to run and go get some gas because I don't even know if the wells I did on this, and I put fiberglass on this. I want to make sure that thing ain't going to leak. I want to put a little bit of gasoline down in it and make sure that thing doesn't leak. Make sure that the hoses coming from the tank don't leak. Make sure everything doesn't leak. The antifreeze don't leak. Everything don't leak. Try to get all that done before Brian shows up here this afternoon. So I bought a battery, and I found I got it over on the my trickle charger, the NOCO trickle charger, and making sure she's topped off really good. Because even though that little tractor battery was turning the motor over, I was really surprised about it. It was just a little lawnmower battery. It was actually turning the motor over fairly good. Getting a real car battery in it. So we're going to put a real car battery in it. Probably build a little heat shield for it. Get all the fluids topped off. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to run to the gas station to get some gas. I think we'll put about, we'll start with 5 gallons. Put 5 gallons in that tank. I'm going to go buy 10. But also need gas for around here, right? for my wife so she can cut the grass. It's gonna rain all day, so I better go get some of this stuff done. I'll see you in a bit. Spider webs. I mean, these guys work fast. I mean, overnight. And this is like fishing line. It's so strong. Now the garage door's stuck. Spider web. That's great day. You see that? That's some heavy spider web right there. El Peltro. Got some 98 octane. And one for the tractor. Or I mean the lawnmower. Miss Bumblebee. So I guess we gotta see if the fuel tank even holds fuel. So I guess we'll put a little bit in at a time, get a funnel and get some lights on. And we'll turn the other light switch on, not this one. And we'll see if we can't get this thing, see if my creation holds fuel. Because this car ain't gonna run unless it got fuel in it. This is what I use to do the pre-start. It's just a little water bottle and I put a little gasoline in it. It's got a pinhole. I've been using the same one now for years. We're just going to put a little bit more gasoline in there. Plus that one's turning yellow. Either I'm getting old or gas is getting heavier. That should be enough to get it started to pull the gas from the tank. All right, we're going to try to put some gas in this thing. And we're going to try to see if it's leaking any gas right here and leaking gas down there. So I don't want to put it all in. And excuse the rain, but we need it. All right. I think we got some out through there. Let's see if we're leaking. You keep an eye down here. I'm gonna try to put some more in. Also, down on the bottom. If this starts leaking out the bottom, I guess I have to push the car outside. I have to hook up a auxiliary fuel tank. With a clickety-clack or something. All right. Dry there. Looks like it's dry underneath so far. It's got to have some in it. she's going in now. Going somewhere. It's like watching grass grow. These safety nozzles. This is the first time gas has been going in this car for a long time. I mean a long time. We got a problem. We're leaking gas, steadily leaking gas, so we check that leak. That ain't no good. I'm going to put an extra hose clamp on it. I definitely got to blow dry that off before I put it up there. Alright, we got 3 hose clamps on this thing. Ow! I just hit my head on the flush sharks. But I think we'll air dry this thing the fast way. That's right there where the exhaust comes out. You don't want that superheating. Put a little stay dry on the gas film. All right, I think we're about ready to put more gas back in it. I don't see no more leaks. All right, we're dry here. That's a good thing. And that means the tank is probably close to half full. So it should be enough to get up and over the wheel well towards the front. All right, let's lock up the racing fuel. And I think we need to top the radiator off. The hose just barely reaches all the way out here. I need to put a hose bit. You can put a bathroom out here, I mean. All right, let's see if this thing leaks. So far, so good. It's the first time it's had water in it since we tore it apart. I doubt if it's getting into the heater core, because it would have to go up That won't happen until we start it and it warms up. All right, the water's topped off. I think we should go ahead and put a little bit of transmission fluid in it. I'm not going to tighten the cap down. I'm expecting the motor to get a little warm. Everything is tight, but we did pre-oil the engine. Everything should be good. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of transmission fluid in it. It looks like it's just barely touching the stick. Nothing, absolutely nothing. All right, I just got a phone call from Gear Jammer. He says he's not going to make it. Something about his son is so rainy and loud in here. But he said that his son is probably, I guess he hasn't seen his son in a long time. And I told him, well, his son is more important than this beat up old car. So let's get with it. We got the transmission fluid in. We got the water filled up. We got gas in the tank. Battery. We got to hook the battery up. We're getting close. We've got to start priming this thing. So I went down to Wally World and I got me a cute little battery. I said, I need the smallest, most powerful battery you got. All right, we got the battery in. Now we got to prime. I guess we should check the oil, even though I know it's absolutely full. Yep. We got transmission fluid in it. All right, we got to add more water again. Prime the carburetor. Also, we're going to look for leaks. There it goes. All right, the gas is pumping. Key's on. Hopefully that choke will stay open here in a little bit. Hooked up to the El Choke. And let's see if we can't get this thing to fire off. Make sure it's in park. It is not, it's in drive. Alright, Lord Heavenly Father, let this thing come to life. Woo! Yeah! Oh man, it fired right up! Man, this thing fired right up. Did you see that? Oh, man. You might have to turn the idle up a little bit. Guess I gotta use the right type of screwdriver. Fired right up. We got a fuel leak. I mean, but it's running. It sounded good. All right, looks like it's leaking right from one of these fittings right here. So we'll adjust those and we'll try it again. All right, let's try it again. We know we're drawing fuel from the tank now. All right, why don't you keep running? All right, we're still leaking fuel from somewhere. All right, so this thing here, my dual feed fuel hose for my double pumper carburetor, El Cheapo off eBay, are junk. So I opted to put the ones that came with the carburetor back in, but now I need a T to hook up. So I guess I'm gonna run to the hardware store real quick. Also, in the run mode, I'm not getting power to my DuraSpark, which I was before. I think I need to check a fuse. Should be easy to fix. If anything, I'll run a hot wire over to it just to get it to warm up. I'll do what I gotta do to get it to go, right? All right, so I'm gonna run to the hardware store, get a 3/8 T, maybe a 5/16 T also. And we'll come back, check the DuraSpark, see if we can't get this thing running. All right, we got the fuel line done with the T in it, with rubber hose all the way. Got rid of that junk. We're bypassing the ignition switch. So now it should be hot. Prime carburetor. Fire in a hole. If I can keep this thing on there. Yeah! running. He's running. All right, it's a start. Probably needs the choke hooked up to it. All right, start it up again maybe here. Come on, baby. Come on, baby, light my fire. Maybe too much choke? All right, I noticed the fan belt was loose. Maybe I should pull that tight. Let's go ahead and pull this off. Oh, that wire is probably not even touching. Yeah, that might be something right there. Let's get that tight. It was running. You seen it, it was running. Kind of, it just died. But it's running. All right, it's running. All right. We just got to figure out what's going on with the wiring. All right, it runs. It actually sounds pretty good. For some reason, the transmission's in reverse. My wife said, hey, the reverse lights are on. But it runs. I think the ignition module failed on it. I'm not sure why. I went back through the wiring. It's not supposed to have any resistance in the wires, so I double checked. Everything was good there. Hot wire from the ignition switch straight to the white wire, and from the wire from the starter switch over to the red wire. And everything else is stock that came out the F-150. So I'm not sure why the ignition module. I did pull the cap off, and there was filings on the inside here. I blew it out with thing, and it looks like the top of the rotor was hitting all these things down in there. So I checked the coil. The coil seems to have the right resistance in it. I checked the trigger on the distributor sensor, and it had resistance in that wire. So I'm not sure. I think my El Cheapo Japanese Duraspark kicked the bucket on me. I'm gonna do some more research on it, but we had it running for a good probably 10-15 minutes. I was tuning the carburetor, and dummy me, I didn't turn the camera on for the entire thing. But I did get some working on some steampunk stuff for the shop. So tomorrow I'll have some steampunk stuff in the bathroom. Doing a steampunk bathroom. I'll take a picture and put it right here. But I think it was a success. It ran, and the transmission works. At least I know it's in reverse and it works. I said, man, that transmission's moving. So it's a start. All right. So I didn't get a full day on this. I cleaned the floor up waiting for Brian, and about 2:33ish he called me up and said he wasn't going to make it, which is fine. The good thing is it starts. It ran. I'm going to figure out what's wrong with the Duraspark. Maybe I'll order a factory Duraspark for it instead of a Chinesium or Japanese Chinesium, one or the other. There's no leaks in the water. My radiator is, and the motor still got heat in it. Yeah. So it was building up. The motor sounded good, right? It did. It sounded good. I had the idle turned up a little bit on it because you're supposed to have it like 1,500 to 2,000 and vary it for half hour, shut it off, then let it cool down, start it up again, run it for like 2,500 RPMs for 5-10 minutes, and then back down to 1,500. Give it some, but the motor sounded smooth. It didn't vibrate, even with that odd piston in it. People said, "Oh, that thing's not balanced." It wasn't on my video, but when I checked the rod with the other ones that were out, with the new piston, it was almost identical. So I'm very short, because there was a little bit of variation between the other ones, just a little bit. So I didn't have all the pistons back in when we did that, and it had so there was a little bit of variation in them. So it was all running about the same. So I'm thinking we're good there. We're getting there. We are getting there, man. Setbacks, right? Fuel leak. Reminder: don't buy those Chinesium fuel line things for your double pumpers. My adjustment on the top wasn't tight and it was leaking fuel there too. So I'm gonna have to go back and double check everything. The carburetor seems to be good and working, because even when I did the throttle, it had a snappy throttle response, which was good. I don't see, it was like burning off all the oil and everything. It was smoking and doing some good stuff. I went in the back and listened to it running, and as soon as my daughter came home, it shut off. And it hadn't started since. But it runs, right? So, hey, God bless each and every one of you. Remember, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. we're still going to get this thing running. I still got to do more of a break-in on it. That was a good warm-up, and the motor got heat in it. It was running. It sounded good. God bless you. I'll see you on the next Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. You heard it. This thing's running. Yeah. We'll fix it. God bless you.